Hello, I'm Teresa Blodgett, and today I'm here to talk to you about Professor Covey's habit number 7, sharpening the saw. Professor Stephen Covey asserts that we need principles and values to be confident in our decision making and to take control of our futures. And he believes that we can do this by making use of his 7 habits of effective people that he developed in 1989. Also, in 2004, he introduced an 8th habit, from effectiveness to greatness. For the purposes of this PowerPoint, I chose Covey's habit number 7, sharpening the saw. Habit number 7 is applied to nearly every aspect of becoming a better you. Let's talk about habit for a moment. Habit consists of 3 primary things, and with these things, we can find our habits can be beneficial to us or not beneficial to us. Now, the first one would be the when to and what to, knowing when to and knowing what to. And that would be our knowledge. Then your next aspect is your want to, your drive or your desire. And that's desire. Then last, we have our how to. And our how to is, of course, our skill set. And if you'll notice, all 3 of these things meet in the middle. And this is what we have come to know as the habit. Habits can produce our effectiveness or our ineffectiveness. Additionally, habits can be used to produce organization and cohesion. Both of these things are necessary components of effectiveness. And when we're exercising these and balancing these habits, the knowledge, skill, and desire together, this is where habit number 7 comes in. Next, I want to talk to you about the maturity continuum. Maturity continuum starts out with dependence. And habit number 7 moves us through the continuum from dependent to interdependent. When you're born, it's you, just you, dependent upon your parents to care for your needs or sustain your livelihood. As you move up the maturity continuum, remember to be proactive, live life. Investing is you as a win-win situation. Therefore, keep in mind the more personal improvements we make by using habits number 1 through 3, the more effective we become and independent and using the habits 4 through 6. Our bodies are the vessels we move through life with, and we contribute to life with. We don't get but one body, and we must make certain that we take care of our bodies. And by doing that, it's all using habit number 7. Next on the maturity continuum is independence. At this level of maturity, we have made it through the habits of personal victory, habits number 1 through 3. Also, we should have made habit number 7 just that, a habit. Next, on the maturity continuum, is the next level that some people don't even realize is there. And that's interdependence, the we. We find interdependence. Here you see a group of people who all have good ideals using habit number 6, synergize to employ trustful communications to create a whole that is greater than any of its parts. And when we do this, we are essentially using habit number 7 in sharpening our saw. Now let's talk about the 4 dimensions of our nature. In addition to our maturity continuum, we have dimensions that must be attended. They are the physical dimension, mental or psychological dimension, spiritual dimensions, and social emotional dimensions. Exercising all four dimensions regularly and consistently in a wise and thoughtful way will help us grow and be a more balanced person. And we can do this by using the renewal with habit number 7. What this may look like is for physical and psychological can be recognition, development of or use of talent. For social and emotional, it can be human relations and how we treat people or how people are treated. One could safely assume that the way you make people feel says a lot about your character. Okay. Then last, spirituality can be balanced by finding meaning through purpose, contribution, and organizational integrity. Balancing it could increase our ability to live out of our imaginations and conscience rather than out of our memory. Also, keep in mind that improvement in one of these areas will have a trickle-down effect as the other 3 areas will also reap the benefits. By the application of renewal, yes, habit number 7 is here again. Next, we'll take a look at this paradigm that Covey invented. Here we have components of quad number 1 in our private victory domain. Number 1 habit is to be proactive, focus on what you can change, and don't be stressing on what you can't change, things that are out of your control. Habit number 2, begin with the end in mind. It guides us towards our core values and mentally prepares us for habit number 3. And habit number 3, put first things first, is the actual acts of planning, setting goals, and organizing. The habits in this quad requires us to move on them. Additionally, these are things we do to become independent and improve our effectiveness, thus improving our lives. When we practice these habits, we are essentially sharpening the saw, habit number 7. And on the top part of the paradigm, we find quad 2. Here we have components of quad number 2. These represent public victories and address interdependence. Habit number 4, think win-win, is finding solutions beneficial to both sides. Habit number 5, seek first to understand, then to be understood. And habit number 6, synergize. We touched on that a little earlier. That's when you get together and share your thoughts. Exercising these habits provide renewal from habit number 7. Renewal is the principle and process that keeps us moving forward in our growth and change and allows continuous improvement in our lives so that we may improve others' lives. I believe that this is why Professor Covey added the 8th habit, because that would be the next level after this paradigm is complete. Let's take a look at this paradigm. This is Covey's paradigm of 7 effective habits, or 7 habits that produce effective people. And if you'll notice, it kind of combines what we've discussed. It starts with the outside is the sharpening the saw that holds this all together. But if you'll notice, you have your dependence, independence, and interdependence. Your maturity continuum goes right through the center. Now, on the bottom half of this continuum, we have our private victories, which house habit number 1 of being proactive, habit number 2, begin with the end in mind, habit number 3, put first things first. And if you'll notice, when we finish those, then we're going to move up to independence, and then once we become independent, we can start working on habits number 4, which is think win-win. Habit number 5, seek first to be understood, seek first to understand, then to be understood. And habit number 6, synergize. Now, habit number 4, the thinking win-win, is where we try to come up with a solution that is just as beneficial for both sides. If you notice, habit number 7 is wraps around all of it, securing it and exercising with renewal. As a society, we need to take care of our bodies. Take time to find meaningful ways to help others, spend time with those we love, and learn in many ways in many different places to sharpen our saws. Habit number 7. When interdependence maturity is reached, we will get together more often to seek improvements to our ideals or even replace them. Once that maturity level is reached, we can safely step out of our little comfort zones and seek out those more knowledgeable people to expand our minds, and knowing that our thoughts may not always be the best ones available, and that we can return to improve them at any time. Essentially, by applying conscious renewal, we can sharpen our saws. Habit number 7. Covey asserts that to develop and renew habits 1 through 6, we should contribute at least 1 hour a day to conscious renewal. I hope you guys enjoyed this presentation and intend to start your personal journeys with Covey's paradigm in an effort to be more effective and reach the maturity level it requires to be interdependent right away. As always, be kind to others and have people remember you because you made them feel good about themselves. Let's work together for a better tomorrow. Thank you for your time.